Hello, good afternoon. I'm Danamarie McNicholl reporting live from Mar-a-Lago, a very windy Mar-a-Lago. So bear with me here. We're reporting on an incident that happened on Sunday night. Another threat on President Trump's life. A 21-year-old from North Carolina entered Mar-a-Lago armed with a shotgun and a gas canister. This is what authorities on the ground have told us. The FBI, Secret Service, and the Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office, they are all involved. So when he entered Mar-a-Lago on the north gate, that's right behind me, close to the ocean, just a couple of yards from that accesses a public road. We learned from the Secret Service confirming that he got through Mar-a-Lago on foot as an employee was leaving. This all happened again at 1:30 in the evening Sunday night. That's when two Secret Service agents and a Palm Beach County deputy spotted Austin Tucker Martin. They have identified that 21-year-old. They spotted Martin. They told him, put your items down on the ground. That's when Martin put down the gas canister, but then rose the shotgun and pointed it at the officials. That's when the Secret Service agents and the deputy fired and killed Martin. Now, the sheriff's deputies, they showed us a photo of the shotgun and that was involved in this. So we are getting some insight into the evidence involved in this. We're also learning more about the 21-year-old's past. So he's from North Carolina. We know he drove all the way down here to Florida to carry this out. What was interesting is that we learned that his family actually reported him missing on Sunday night as well at 1:38 a.m. to the Moore County Sheriff's Department. That's in North Carolina. Now, that timing of the missing persons report is really interesting because, as I mentioned, at 1:30 a.m., authorities here said that's when Martin walked through the gates of Mar-a-Lago. If his family had any knowledge about this, his communication with his family, we just don't know. That's still unclear. Important thing to note, President Trump was not here at Mar-a-Lago when this happened. He was in Washington, D.C. speaking with governors. So the security posture is a bit different when he's here in Florida at his home rather than when he's in D.C. Now, it's important to note that Mar-a-Lago is covered. It's secured 24/7 with Secret Service and with the help of Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office. But when he's here, that security is heightened to a much larger degree. So looking at some of my notes here, I do want to go through what we're learning about Martin in terms of his family members. Now, the Associated Press is reporting that they talked to Martin's cousin. Martin's cousin said this behavior was absolutely shocking. He was surprised to hear that Martin did this, that he came from a family of avid Trump supporters and was even afraid of guns. Now, the FBI, they're the one leading this investigation right now. So even though that suspect is dead, they're looking at his social media profiles, his cell phone messages, talking to family and friends, of course. They are also asking the neighbors here in Palm Beach to check their security cameras. So if anyone has spent time in West Palm Beach and Palm Beach, you know the homes surrounding Mar-a-Lago, they are massive, very expensive homes, which most likely have very highly technical security camera systems. So again, the FBI is saying, hey, if you see anything, please notify us. Now, again, that weapon, the shotgun, it's not a really easily concealable weapon. So Fox News, we spoke with the former deputy director of the FBI, Dan Bongino, and he was explaining to us that, something like that, if Martin was walking around this area, if he got into an Uber, if he rented a car, there are so many cameras surrounding the area of Mar-a-Lago because of course, President Trump's home, that they probably have a pretty good idea of his movements before this. Now, where I'm standing here, Mar-a-Lago is right behind me, and on every single light post we see cameras. So again, there is officials looking at everybody that is coming and going even close to Mar-a-Lago. Yesterday, you could not access the road that aligned the north gate that Martin used to enter Mar-a-Lago. It was blocked off almost about 10 homes, so there was a lot of traffic around here as the FBI continued to investigate. Now, the sheriff here in Palm Beach County, he said that the deputies always wear body camera. So we're hoping that they do release that footage soon. This is, of course, an active investigation. It's probably not going to happen in the coming days, but of course, we are hoping to get our hands on that to see a little bit more of how this all went down. So, of course, questions really remain about how he drove, why he drove all the way from North Carolina to Florida to carry this out. Again, the motive unclear, as President Trump and his family weren't even here on the Sunday when it happened. Now, we're going to talk to our producers to see if we have any questions from our people on social media. Oh, that is a great question. Has the Trump administration responded to the situation? Now, President Trump himself has not responded to this, but we do have a quote and a post from his press secretary, Karoline Leavitt. She took to social media to say a couple of things. She said, in the middle of the night, while most Americans were asleep, the United States Secret Service acted quickly and decisively to neutralize a crazy person armed with a gun and a gas canister who intruded President Trump's home. So again, President Trump himself has not responded, but we have Karoline Leavitt. Was the suspect under the impression Trump was at Mar-a-Lago? That's a question that a lot of experts are asking. We've had so many of amazing minds and experts, former law enforcement, FBI, on Fox News Channel, and a lot of them have pointed that out, that it seems somewhat of an amateur move if he was really trying to target President Trump to not know if he was here on the ground. There's a lot of ways to figure out if President Trump is in Palm Beach. The local papers cover it very regularly. There's also a TFR for the area above Mar-a-Lago. That TFR refers to flight restrictions for planes here, because when he is at Mar-a-Lago, there are additional restrictions that go into place. As we look to see if there's any more questions, our security measures at Mar-a-Lago being reevaluated following this incident. Now, we've actually asked the sheriff of Palm Beach County this exact question, and he said that he cannot comment on this at this point. But, Mar-a-Lago is secured 24/7. But it is heightened when the president is here. There is technology here on the ground. We've heard our experts on Fox News talk about that they have invested because Mar-a-Lago is a president's home. They have not come out and said that they're making any changes, but of course the Secret Service and the Sheriff's Department, they are on high alert for anybody that tries to trespass. Now, we've done some of our research and coverage over the years in terms of trespassing here at Mar-a-Lago, and unfortunately it's fairly frequent. Just this past year, 2 people were arrested after breaching the wall, jumping over the wall at Mar-a-Lago, trying to get onto the property. Now, one of the guys arrested was claiming that he wanted to marry President Trump's granddaughter. Another person was claiming that President Trump was his uncle, that he was related to President Trump. So a lot of these people seem to have somewhat of a mental health issue, but people are trying to trespass, unfortunately, fairly regularly here at Mar-a-Lago, as it is a private club. Not only the home of the president, but many wealthy people are part of this community. Let's take a look. Authorities said where the suspect got his weapon. Now, the Associated Press, they are reporting that they are investigating where they got his weapon. They believe that he bought it here in Florida. That's what we're hearing now. We're also hearing from the Associated Press that the Secret Service claims that they found a box for that weapon in Martin's car. Whether that was rented, whether that was his own, that is still information that we have not been able to confirm. Now, we have crews in North Carolina who are looking to see if there's any federal presence at Martin's home, where he's from. They have seen high presence of black SUVs. We don't know exactly what agency, but we can assume the FBI is at his home in North Carolina questioning his family right now. So again, we are live here at Mar-a-Lago after an incident on Sunday night. A 21-year-old walked in through the north gate. Secret Service and sheriff's deputies quickly spotted him with a shotgun and gas canister and killed him as Martin pointed a gun at them. We are still waiting on information to learn more about his motive and why he did this. For all those living in the immediate Palm Beach area, is the north gate still open to the public traffic, or has the perimeter been extended? No. So the North Gate has now been opened, and the area on Ocean Boulevard is reopened to the public. So that was once closed yesterday, but that area has now reopened. A lot of people love to drive Ocean Boulevard, especially if you're a tourist coming to escape the cold from New York or other areas. So that now is reopened, although it is very windy and pretty chilly here in Palm Beach County, but I can't complain, as so many of our fellow friends up in the Northeast are suffering from the cold. Okay, well, our extended coverage will continue on Fox News Channel as our reports will update you with any further information that comes in here from Florida, from West Palm Beach and Palm Beach, as authorities, the FBI is working here on the ground. Yesterday, the Secret Service director posted that he is here. He flew to Florida to help with this active investigation. So I know many resources are being pulled into this. Cash Patel posting on X that all available resources have been pulled and put into this investigation. So hopefully we will have some answers here soon. Again, I'm Danamarie McNicholl reporting to you live in between West Palm Beach and Palm Beach with Mar-a-Lago right behind me.